Hey everybody, what's going on today? John Rankin, the Fighting Preacher. I'm going to do things a little bit differently today. I'm not going to wait for people to hop on. When I went back through the video footage and kind of looked, there was just so many people that were watching the replay that I figured I would just do a quick in and out today. That way the people that are watching the replay can, don't have to sit there for a couple of minutes while I'm doing it. However, if you are watching it live with me, go ahead and comment where you're watching from. I see Jackie's on already. And we're just going to get started. So today I'm going to talk about the 3 travel hacks that have saved me a lot of money on airfare. And this is a super important thing because airfare is probably one of the most expensive things when it comes to travel. And there's just a couple of, I've got a lot more, but there are 3 main ones that I use all the time. So the first one that I'm going to give you right away is that check the price difference of a one-way versus a round trip. Now this doesn't work for me all the time, but it has saved me quite a bit on numerous occasions. And I don't know why this is or what it is in the algorithms of the online booking agencies or whatever the story is, but there's been a couple of times where it saved me $200 and $300 to just book 2 one-way tickets going to the exact same place. There might be some differences in flight times, but it's a simple, easy, quick search to figure out if you can actually save yourself a couple of $100. The second one, now this one has saved me major money. I'm talking big time money. What I did was I searched surrounding airports to Nashville. Now guys, I'm in Clarksville, Tennessee. Nashville's the closest airport, but I have St. Louis, which is just like 4.5 hours away. I've got Memphis, which is 3.5 hours. I've got Atlanta, which is 5. I've got Chicago. I've got Indianapolis. So I have a lot more airports that are accessible to me. And so what I do is I go on to Skyscanner. If you've never used this app or this website, I highly recommend that you go check this website out. Because what it does is it will show you the entire month and when typically the cheapest tickets of the month are. So you could actually begin to plan for travel and look at the windows of when that travel would be more affordable on Skyscanner. So the other thing that website allows you to do is to plug in other airports and it will factor in what the cost it would take to fly you from, let's say, Nashville to Vegas, Memphis to Vegas, or Atlanta to Vegas. And so what you're doing is, because they cache and cookies and, so they're monitoring traffic from your city and then they raise the prices of airfare. So by simply doing a multi-city search, you can actually save yourself quite a bit of money. And I'll tell you, I had a ticket that was $1,600 from Nashville. And I actually drove to Chicago and flew out of Chicago and the ticket was $577. After I parked my car for a week, that ticket was, let's see here, it had been $625 total because of the week. And then if you figure in the driving, of course, but to save myself $1,000 for a 6-hour drive, 6.5-hour drive, whatever it was totally worth it for me. So I really would encourage you guys to check the other airlines surrounding, the other airports surrounding your area, because it can really save you a lot of money. It might take you a little bit of extra time, and it's really up to you on whether or not the time of driving, it really equals out the money. If it was $100, I wouldn't have done it. But for $1,000, it wasn't quite $1,000 after taxes and the drive and then the parking. But I'm willing to entertain that for that kind of savings. All right, the third one that I'm going to give you is not so much a hack, but it's more of a tip. So there's a couple of different, I don't know what they're really called, but like an email list. And literally every time the airlines drop their ticket prices or they publish a mistake fare, that's where it was supposed to be $500 and they did $250 or something along those lines. These guys send out an email to you saying, right now tickets are $288 to Iceland round trip from Chicago. Buy now. Now, this takes a bit of flexibility on your part, right? So you've got to be financially squared away enough to where you could turn around and drop $500 on a plane ticket because the tickets became available today, and you're okay with that. And it also, it kind of makes it to where you're not as much of a planner. So you're not like looking 6 months down the road and going, I want to go to Italy and I want to do my 20th anniversary in Italy, right? It's going to be Italy popped up today for flights in September for $259. Do you want to buy it or not? Absolutely. I'm buying, I'm going, right? And then you just kind of work around that. So there's Scott's cheap flights. There's Thrifty Traveler. There's a couple others. Some are free, some aren't, and you just have to kind of decide if it's worth it to you. I've used Scott's cheap flights a lot. It's $25 a year, I think, is what it is, and it's worth it because I watch all of those ticket prices, and it might not be going anywhere where I want to go. But what it is doing is showing me the various, hey, what's up, man? Roxanne, right? It's showing me the different places that have flights internationally or nationally where I could save quite a bit of money. Now, here's what the call of action is today. I'm going to post a link inside of this video, okay? And it's for travel hacks. I have 6 travel hacks that I've used in order to cut the prices of all my travels. And these things have, I'm telling you guys, literally by just doing a couple of these things, you could save yourself a couple of $1,000s in a year. Now, for my job, I'm required to travel quite often. And so what I'm trying to do is drive down the price of my work-related travel. But I'm also traveling just to travel too. So when I take my kids somewhere or the kids are away in spring break and I'm going to go somewhere. And so what I'm doing is I'm trying to travel inside my budget. And the only way to do that is really to understand these travel hacks, to utilize these travel hacks so that you can budget properly, but that you can travel more. Because if I can save $1,500 off my ticket today, then I can apply that $1,500 either to that trip or I can put that in the bank and use that on another trip later on. Okay? So the 3 tips are, number 1, check for one-way flights versus round trips. Again, it doesn't always work. It's not going to work every time, but it's worth an extra 5-10 minutes. Okay? Second tip, what you're going to do is you're going to include multiple cities around your area. Now, if you live in a city or you live in a location where there's no other airports, even remotely close, this hack probably is not going to work for you. So I'm going to add a bonus hack, okay, in just a second. All right, the third one is that there's services out there like Scott's Cheap Flights, Thrifty Traveler, that you can actually pay for a subscription. They'll send you alerts of whenever these flights are going to come available. Okay, bonus hack. Bonus hack is this. Try a multi-city flight. So maybe you want to go to Ireland, and what you're going to do is you're going to go from your city to a layover city, then to Ireland. Just do a multi-city flight. You can try that out. I saved a friend of mine, I think it was $1,300 going to Thailand by doing a multi-city flight there and back. So that's a really good hack. Okay, so what I'm going to do, again, here's your call to action today, guys. I've got a PDF. It's free. Again, everything I'm doing on this is free. It's just totally free for you guys so that you can travel more, you can adventure more, that you can do more exciting things, and you can do them at rates that we can all budget for. I'm going to post inside this link or inside this live video a link for a free PDF on 5 travel hacks that have literally saved me thousands of dollars. Here's what I want you guys to do. If you like this, guys, then I want you to share this live video. You can share the link, and we'll see you guys tomorrow at 5 p.m. Talk to you later.